El Niño does not arrive like a storm at your door. It starts far away in the Pacific Ocean, but months later, it can show up in a place everyone understands: the kitchen, rice, flour, sugar, cooking oil, coffee, chocolate. This is the part of El Niño most people do not see. It is not only a weather story, it can become a food price story. El Niño begins when a large part of the tropical Pacific becomes warmer than usual. That warmth changes winds. The winds shift rainfall, and rainfall decides whether crops grow normally, struggle, or fail. Some regions become hotter and drier. Some get unusual heavy rain, and some may even benefit. But food prices do not wait for a complete disaster. They react to risk. If traders think rice output may fall, prices can move. If governments fear a weak harvest, they may protect local supply. If buyers expect shortages, they start buying early. That is how fear travels faster than food. In June 2026, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, said El Niño conditions are present and expected to strengthen into the Northern Hemisphere winter of 2026 to 27. NOAA also gave a 63% chance of a very strong El Niño during November to January. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, says there is an 80% likelihood of El Niño during June to August, and a near or above 90% chance that it continues until at least November. But this does not mean every country faces disaster. It means the odds are shifting. More heat in some places, less rain in others, more pressure on farms that already depend on stable weather. And food systems are not starting from zero. Fuel matters, fertilizer matters, shipping matters, export rules matter. El Niño does not act alone. It pushes a system that is already sensitive. Start with rice. For many families, rice is not a side dish. It is the meal. So when rice prices move, it is not just a market update. It becomes a dinner table problem. Reuters reported that rice prices at major Southeast Asian export hubs climbed around 15% in 1 month. That does not mean the world suddenly ran out of rice. It means traders are seeing risk. In Indonesia, farmers have been urged to plant earlier because of a possible longer dry season linked to El Niño. Some areas have gone more than 10 days without rain. Some farmers are worried the rice crop may not survive until harvest. A price chart calls this crop risk. A family calls it fewer meals from the same income. Then comes wheat. People think of wheat as bread. But wheat is also flour, noodles, biscuits, pasta, bakery items, and animal feed. So when wheat prices rise, the effect can spread quietly. Reuters reported that wheat prices have risen around 20% since the start of 2026, largely because of drought concerns in key growing regions. Now this part matters. El Niño is not the only reason wheat prices move. Drought, fuel, fertilizer, war, trade policy, and local harvests all matter. But El Niño can turn a stressed market into a nervous one. And when wheat becomes expensive, it does not stop at bread. It can touch packaged foods, bakery items, animal feed, and eventually meat and dairy too. Now look at sugar. Sugar feels small because we use it in spoons, but it is everywhere. Tea, sweets, soft drinks, bakery items, packaged food. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, reported that its sugar price index rose 7.5% in May 2026. One reason was concern that El Niño could affect production in India and Thailand. And that is the key. A warm Pacific Ocean changes rainfall. Rainfall affects sugarcane. Sugarcane affects sugar supply. And sugar supply affects the price of many things people buy without thinking. The science begins over the ocean. The feeling arrives in the cup. cooking oil is more complicated. FAO reported that vegetable oil prices actually fell in May 2026. So this is not a simple story of El Niño has already made oil expensive. The better story is risk. Palm oil is used in cooking oil, snacks, packaged foods, soap, cosmetics, and many everyday products. And Southeast Asia is central to global palm oil supply. Malaysia warned that El Niño could reduce crop yields by 8 to 10% this year, and rainfall could drop by 40 to 60% in some states. That does not guarantee a price spike, but it tells us why markets are watching closely. Because when rainfall drops, crop yields can weaken. And when a major producing region weakens, the effect can move far beyond the farm. But here is the twist. El Niño is not a villain that attacks every country in the same way. In parts of Asia and Australia, it can bring heat and dryness. But in parts of the Americas, it can bring more rain. Reuters reported that El Niño could actually help Argentina's soybean, corn, and wheat crops in the second half of 2026. That is what makes this climate pattern so strange. The same ocean event can hurt one farmer and help another. So the real question is not, will El Niño destroy food supplies everywhere? The better question is, which crops are exposed? Which countries are vulnerable? Which governments may restrict exports? And which foods will feel the pressure first? This is why food prices can rise before people see empty shelves. Markets do not wait for the final harvest. They react to weather forecasts, drought maps, fuel prices, fertilizer costs, and government decisions. If a weak monsoon threatens rice, buyers may start purchasing early. If drought threatens wheat, traders may raise prices. If a country fears shortage, it may limit exports. And when one major supplier becomes cautious, other countries start worrying too. That fear moves through the system, from farms to traders, to ships, to supermarkets, to your pocket. So when scientists say the Pacific Ocean is warming, it can sound far away. But the Pacific is connected to monsoons. Monsoons are connected to farms. Farms are connected to exports. Exports are connected to supermarkets. And supermarkets are connected to your kitchen. That is the hidden story of El Niño 2026. It is not just a climate event. It is not just a weather warning. It can become an invisible pressure on the family budget. And the first sign may not be a storm. It may be the price of rice. If you want us to cover more science stories like this, tell us in the comments. Should we explain how El Niño affects heat waves, water shortages, diseases, or the global economy next? Because sometimes the biggest climate warning does not appear in the sky. It appears on your grocery bill.